I will tell you that I might be replicating a helmet in the next year or two, and if you'd like, I can make you guys a secondary neck ring for your helmet if you want a neck ring for it. You just let me know.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Hey everybody, Adam Savage here. I am in the Academy Museum's Debbie Reynolds Conservation Studio alongside conservators Rio and Sophie. How are you guys?
Good,
thanks.
We've got some Kubrickiana here. It's hard to even figure out where to start talking. This is such a cool object. Tell me what this object is.
So this is the helmet from 2001 Space Odyssey. When it came to the Academy's collection, it had cracking paint, lifting paint, a bunch of losses. So we had to do a lot of cleaning, paint stabilization, and we had to stabilize the interior as well. And then after having talked with curators, there were some lost pieces on the back side of the helmet.
This is one of the, where all the helmets had these like memory cells on the back. That was Kubrick's idea, that these panels were like bits of information that you could get for different missions.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. You're talking about these guys,
yes.
The panels. So it looks like there was a couple of originals.
Two,
okay. That brings up a choice. Do you replicate, talk to me about how that discussion goes.
Right. With conservators, we're always trying to make our repairs reversible.
Right.
We also try to work with materials that we can identify after the fact. But then in terms of, so we can take it as far as a full restoration. We consulted with the curators and what they would like. They definitely didn't want the voids on the back side of the helmet. So we came to what we call a happy medium. So what we did was we recreated the panels by casting original panels, but we didn't recreate the decals that you see in the original pieces.
Right.
And we just toned it to the same color of the panels.
Gotcha.
And that allows you to distinguish between the original and the recreation, which was important to the curator for the visitors to be able to tell the difference.
This is my favorite thing I've learned about conservation in the past 5 years, is how much, I always knew that conservators were talking to the past, but I didn't realize how much the modern frame is to be, you're talking to future conservators, you're making their job easy, making things clear. It's so neat. I am really curious about the logistics of, these are, 70-year-old stickers on there, creating these little graphics. I would be terrified to pour silicone on that it might peel that off. How did you go about that?
It took a bit of iteration, so that's what you see on the right side here.
Yeah.
We casted some without a barrier first, and then we came to the realization about the stickers. We were very worried about them.
Yeah.
We used another type of silicone that definitely doesn't affect the surface.
Oh.
We also wrapped the original piece with Teflon as well. So there was multiple layers.
So like a very, very thin layer of Teflon before the casting.
Exactly. So that you can, you can see the detail. We were able to capture the decals actually.
The decal thickness is totally apparent in the casting.
Exactly. And then the pigmentation also and the intensity of it went through different iterations. We discussed with the curators whether they wanted it fully tinted. We offered up options that would paint the surface.
Oh yeah, so this is, you're painting half of it?
Exactly.
These are all different tests to kind of decide upon the mood that you're going to get out of these.
Exactly.
This looks like it's close to the final. When you research Kubrickiana like these pieces, there's often a narrative that many of these were repainted during production for different scenes, and you guys tested for that.
We did, because we noticed in some losses there were some yellow.
Yeah, I saw over here. There's like a clear little paint chip. Yeah, right up front in this lip there. So
we were able to sample and confirm that this helmet was in fact reused in several of the scenes.
That's the cross slice?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is another question I have. When you take a sample off, that's destructive. So how big is that sample?
It is very minute. So this is actually the sample we mounted into a resin that's UV cured.
Is this sample that little tiny?
It's tiny.
It's very tiny. It's probably like 1/8 of a...
Oh my gosh, and I can see the yellow and the blue.
You can see all the colors.
That's amazing. So you embed it in resin so you can find it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I guess one thing to note maybe is that even though it was cleaned, because it was very grimy.
Yeah.
It still kind of looks aged and worn and dirty, and you can still see the cracks.
Yeah.
Even though this received a full conservation treatment, cleaning, all of the cracks have been stabilized. But that was one thing, it was not our priority to make it look brand new.
Right.
We wanted to make sure that it still showed its age and its wear, and that was important to the curator as well. But even though you can see the cracks, it's completely stable now.
Right. So when you say it's been cleaned, let's talk about conservation cleaning, because it's not like someone took a microfiber. It is like millimeter by millimeter, right?
Hand-rolled cotton swabs.
Hand-rolled cotton swabs. I knew that's the other thing I love.
Rolled onto the surface.
Yeah.
So we don't scratch the surface.
So so just like carpet, you're dabbing, not scraping,
Exactly.
not wiping.
Rolling, with pH-adjusted solutions. Yeah.
How long did the process take from acquisition to being able to have this on display?
Oh, the treatment.
Yeah.
Maybe at least a year total.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then we have to also prep the mannequin to make sure the mannequin can receive the helmet safely, things like that.
Oh, right, because it's got to distribute weight.
The suit also got conservation treatment because it was completely falling apart. It was very degraded foam. The silver paint was cracking and falling off. So
I'm very curious about that, because silver paint is not a very archival thing.
No. Yeah, that had to be consolidated, and
we set that down. Any lifting silver paint, we set down.
I'm assuming you've both watched 2001 a few times in your tenure here. Do these just live rent-free in your head all the time, these objects you lived with for so long?
Oh, definitely. These two objects are very special and hold a special place in our heart.
Yeah.
This being a 5-year project, this being a 1-year project.
Yeah.
So it definitely is an important project to us.
So famously, Kubrick was deeply committed to fidelity of the science and the engineering. And the more I spend time or get to see some of these parts from 2001 in person, the more amazed I am by their rigor and their magnificent perfection as fictional objects. Rio, Sophie, thank you so much. This has been so thrilling. I can't believe you stuck it out till the end. Well, now that you're here, let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have at adamsavage.com, our merch site. We make stuff for makers, and one of the most important tools a maker possesses is, of course, their laptop. That's why this year we are making 2 laptop sleeves, a large and a small, to protect your precious cargo. Like all of our products, they're made of upcycled materials, manufactured in the United States. And on each of these models, we have included a new feature, which is like my new favorite thing in the world, is this pencil holder with a rubber stamp of my name here. This is inspired by the NASA astronauts' name labels on the Apollo astronauts. And there's one on both sizes. Get yours today at adamsavage.com.